Okay, this is a video on buying the first pullback opportunity. It's something that we did quite successfully today. There's 3 good examples of it. And certain times it works much better. Up until, a few months ago, this wasn't really working, but it's coming back into its own now. So I'm going to start trying to trade it more often. So you'll always hear me say, don't to chase this. Let's wait for the first pullback. So this is a 2-minute chart, and that's what I'm using for the first pullback opportunity. So we see the stock spikes here. Now this is let me just go back one step. This is software applications. This has been a very strong sector. This stock went from 30 to 80 and then huge pullback down to 27, but now has been surging, this sector. And today it's almost it did trade over 50. It was on our watch list this morning, and so we were watching it, but it took off very sharply, spiked up. So I didn't want to chase it. The volume was low, so I was waiting for it to pull back. So this is, I say, the 2-minute chart. So we see it gets this big long wick, next candle's red. This is an indicator that it might pull back. What we're looking for is the first green candle, so in a sense the second candle, but the first green candle to make a new high. So we get these 3 red candles, then we get this reversal here, big spike up, and it trades to 44.16. Now what we're looking for is the next green candle to make a new high, and that's this candle here, and it trades to 44.45. So this is where I said, and then actually was this next candle, I said, okay, this is it, we're going to trade the stock. And we got in around 44.40. I think that was my entry. And a little bit, 20 cents above where it should have been, but it looked like it was going to go. So here's your first pullback. First candle, first green candle to make a new high is here. And you take that trade. Well, it ran to 46.49. So, a quick $2 move from that pullback. Then it pulled back, it held support, and then just started to trend up. And this thing actually traded to $50. You could have stayed in this trade. Sharp sell-off like that there might have scared you out of it here. When it backed off, the same thing. But, if you could scale it out all the way and keep it and scale out the last bit up in the 50 area. But the key is this pullback. Now, the next stock that I want to look at is this SKYT. This is the same thing. This was quite strong in the pre-market, but it was on very low volume. And at the opening, it spikes, and we get this double top. So again, I'm not chasing this up. And so, yeah, you're not buying it at the opening, but you're not taking the risk either. So 24, and without taking the risk, you buy it at 25 and 25.50. So you get it, it's already had a $1 move, but at least a lot of the risk has been taken out of the trade. You get this double top, this is going to pull back. And then, so now we're looking for the first candle to make a new high. So here's your first green candle. It was 25.38, and here's your next green candle. So there's where you get into the trade around 25.40, 25.50, and off it takes. And traded to, in that spike, 26.70. So a nice $1.20 move in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 minutes. Pulled back. You could have stayed in the trade, scale a little out, pulls back. Gets in a trend line like this. Gets at the top of the channel, you sell some, breaks the channel line, you get out of the balance. So there was a great opportunity there for first pullback opportunity. Then the last one that I just want to look at, there's lots of them, but this is the next one, is this TCAT. This is really in here where the first pullback entry op was. At the opening, but it wasn't trading that much volume, and it wasn't a big move, so not something really you'd trade. There's nothing in here to say that this is going to go. But all of a sudden, the NFT stocks take off, and this thing really starts to run. So you have a few opportunities here. One was here, where it popped. We get a spinning top, a red candle. Then here's your first green candle. Here's your first green candle to make a new high here at 6.5. Now that spiked up pretty quickly. And so maybe, this was been the easier opportunity to identify here, the second pullback opportunity at 765. Here's your, that had a red candle, green, red, green, red, green. And then here, this actually is your first green candle. Here's your breakout here. But, with this resistance up above here, you probably want to wait for this one here. Take it at 765. It runs almost to 9. So, again, another couple of dollar move and a, over $3 move from this candle here. So you can see that you may miss the initial move, but at least you're not chasing it. You're not going to get whacked. And, it's because you have defined risk. Here's your first candle to make a new high. But let's say you bought it here at the 772. Well, you've got a defined risk here, 30, 40 cents. You buy this, when it's spiking like this, if you're buying it after, like a dollar move, you've got a lot of risk for this thing to pull back and go against you. When you've already had the pullback and then looking to buy the first candle to make a new high, you've eliminated quite a bit of that initial risk.